An explanatory video about my real goal in this campaign. I chose to add this video as an explanatory video about my true goal in this campaign, and I will be very transparent with any person or individuals who decides to take the decisions to support me in this campaign. Most, if not all, will find what I do beyond the scope of imagination by working to launch a fundraising campaign that will enable me to obtain a business visa for the country of Italy. But after careful reading of the campaign posts written in Arabic and English, readers and viewers will be convinced that what I did was the only logical option available, and I do not want to reveal other important details to show that what I did was the only logical option. If my goal had been only financial stability and ensuring a comfortable family life, I would not have invested this time in developing these technical solutions, and I would have been satisfied with what was available and not thinking of better alternative that creates a better reality for all, and not this chaotic reality that serves the interests of the few in random ways under the cover of a term called luck. Filming this personal video in front of the family home is a strong evidence that my real goal is to get this product to the marketing stage and not to enjoy a source of financial income that provides a comfortable financial life. I believe that the previous video contains enough information to show to the viewer and reader my true intentions and goals for this financing campaign, but in the end I decided to add this video to show the reader and the viewer that my real goal is not money or immigration. And even if I had a huge sum of money beyond imagination, it would have no value as long as I remained in Morocco, or as long as I'm still living in this country, which I consider a country in which life is characterized by almost complete absence of logic and is dominated by chaos and randomness in all aspects of life. To give the best example that highlights what I said, I choose the example of the life of a family member who decided to leave Morocco by traveling to a European country on an illegal travel trip last month, taking advantage of his work on board a passenger ship transporting passengers between the city of Tangier and Spain. He is a person in his mid-40s. He used to enjoy a stable financial life that enabled him to pay the expenses of building a villa in the city of Tangier. He has a family of a wife, a son and a daughter, and a work car. This family member had made repeated attempts in his 20s to immigrate to Spain illegally until he ended up working with a smuggler. Working with him enabled him to make so much money that he stopped thinking about immigration. More than 20 years passed and he preferred to immigrate to Europe, leaving behind the comfortable financial life and the family responsibility. In addition to the book I wrote about facilitating the process of implementing technical projects, which presents an integrated technical solutions, the solution that removes all financial, technical and bureaucratic obstacles facing entrepreneurs in the technical fields, I have completed writing a book that presents two technical solutions to the problems of housing and transportations, and gives an overview of more than 80% about a political system that will make any country that adopts this political system the best country in all fields and areas, that is better than even the best European countries. This book is an introductory book to the two upcoming books. I'm in the process of writing the second, which documents technical solutions that eliminates all the problems of daily life, including manual professions and boring repetitive professions. Applying the ideas documented in these books will make life almost completely free of these daily routine problems or wasting time on trivial goals called dream of immigration. Logical thinking made me think of putting all my focus on completing this technical project, which will provide me with financial freedom not only to pay the costs of an advertising or promotional campaign for these books, but even to finance the completion or the execution of these technical projects with ease. The purpose of this video was to reveal all my true intentions and goals, which made me reveal some of my intellectual and technical works, which I prefer to document in English to convey to the largest audience the information. So I decided to reveal it to interested individuals who are proficient in English language, and even to individuals who are not proficient thanks to the use of the Google Translate application, which will enable the reader to read the book page by page after translating the content of each page. In conclusion, to make it clear to everyone that the goal of this campaign is for a professional goal, for the purpose of establishing a commercial project, and not for a purely donative goal, for the purpose of special needs such as a medical purpose or special emergency needs, I find the Flax Keyboard project the best example. The project owners were able to raise $3.4 million after a financing campaign that had more than 8,000 contributors, who are considered future customers who paid the price of the product before receiving this product. After a promise from the founder of this project that they would receive the product a few months after the start of the production. As for me, I promise anyone who will decide to contribute $20 to return this contribution after starting manufacturing, and the number of individuals contributing will be 20,000 contributors in comparison to 8,000 contributors to the Flax Keyboard campaign, with a contribution of $500 per person. To clarify further for viewers and readers, they do not have any knowledge who don't have any knowledge about these sites or platforms dedicated to launching crowdfunding campaigns. There are dozens of these platforms, and 3 of these platforms are considered the most famous and most used by entrepreneurs, artists, and casual individuals who face difficult circumstances that hinders the implementation or execution of an operation, such as a medical operation. These 3 platforms are the GoFundMe platform, on which this campaign was launched, the Indiegogo platform, and the Kickstarter platform. The GoFundMe platform is a platform that, unlike the Indiegogo and Kickstarter, is not used by entrepreneurs in my case, as it is used by individuals who have been exposed to unexpected events or emergency. On the other hand, the Kickstarter and Indiegogo platforms, although they are the 2 famous platforms for launching campaigns to finance consumer products for personal use, the goal of their creation was not to help entrepreneurs, as is the case now. The purpose or goal of the creation of the Kickstarter platform, which was to help singing artists hold public concerts in a smooth manner without facing the traditional difficulties associated with paying the upfront costs associated with funding the organization of a festival event. This platform enables the artist to conduct a pre-test of the audience interaction with the concert that he will organize before it is held, by creating a financing campaign for the concert on this platform, in which he presents the list of songs that he will present to the audience, and thus he can conduct a pre-test of the interaction of the audience, who will have the opportunity to support the organization of this concert by paying the price of its ticket on the Kickstarter platform before organizing it at the planned time, and thus the singing artist would be able to organize the party and pay for its organization in advance with money from the campaign that he organized on the crowdfunding platform, which is Kickstarter. Thus, this method solves 2 problems. The first problem is conducting a test of the audience interaction with the campaign content, while the second problem is the problem related to solving the financing problem. As for the Indiegogo platform, its purpose was to help future film producers produce their films without facing the traditional financial obstacles associated with paying the upfront financial costs associated with the production of cinematic work, as this platform was designed to help film producers to pre-test the idea of a cinematic film. By creating an advertising campaign on this site through a promotional video that presents the idea of this film and the cinematic product in a few minutes, the content of this film or cinematic product is explained in detail by highlighting the content of its story, and thus this platform gives these film producers the opportunity to obtain financing, a preview of their film or cinematic product by those interested in the idea of this cinematic work, without the need of the financial budget necessary to produce this film or cinematic product must be available in advance. Thus, this platform allowed independent film producers, called indie producers, the possibility of producing a film based on the idea, if they did not have the financial budget necessary to produce this cinematic work. The fact that some entrepreneurs launch campaigns by chance on these platforms for personal consumer gadgets revealed that these two platforms were more suitable for this purpose than their prior goal. And this is what led to their later fame and widespread use by entrepreneurs. But what the viewer does not know is that all successful campaigns, despite the positive features associated with the quality of the product, did not have to succeed without the help of advertising agencies that launch an advertising campaign in which at least tens of thousands of dollars are spent, in addition to the costs of manufacturing the prototype, which is not available to an individual like me, who found himself stuck in this difficult circumstance or situation, and made him think about using the GoFundMe platform instead of the Kickstarter or Indiegogo platforms. To be frank and transparent with all readers and viewers about my choice of this platform and about the amount of money that I aim to raise, which is approximately $500,000. This is the amount of money required to obtain a business visa to Italy. If this amount was even $50,000 or less, and I could not get it, so I put it without more or less in this campaign on the GoFundMe platform. All viewers and readers can check themselves the legal requirements for obtaining this visa from Italy on the link on this page below. In this financing campaign or fundraising campaign, which I allocated to 3 products and made a comparison between them and several products, I go back and make a comparison between this campaign, which aims to begin production and marketing of 3 products that provide free technical features that will positively impact the lives of millions, and the campaign that was organized for the purpose of emergency and urgent needs, such as medical purpose, which represents most of the campaigns that are published on this site, or the platform that is famous for publishing financing campaigns for personal purposes of an emergency or urgent nature, such as medical purpose. This campaign is a funding campaign for a medical purpose. The owner wanted to raise an amount of $300,000, and he ended up raising an amount of approximately $600,000, double what he wanted for his personal medical purpose. I wish all his people success in their endeavors to raise funding for medical purpose. Here I choose to compare this campaign whose the owner launched for a personal and medical purpose, through which he aspired to collect the amount of $300,000 by collecting twice what he needed, so that everything collected will be spent on a personal medical purpose, and hope that he has recovered and that everyone will recover. As for the fundraising campaign that I decided to publish on this platform, it aims to begin producing and marketing 3 products that will provide 2 advantages: 2 technical features free of charge, as explained, will make learning and playing music available to everyone, and make the keyboard with the ability to dynamically change the letters of the language available to everyone, free of charge. All I ask from every viewer or reader is a financial contribution accessible to everyone, not exceeding €20 as a maximum. And I promise everyone to return these simple financial contributions after achieving profits from producing and marketing the first batch of these products. Just as the owner of the Flux keyboard campaign promised to send a keyboard to every individual who paid the price of approximately $500 in exchange for acquiring the keyboard that provides these technical features. After he convinced more than 8,000 contributors to support his Kickstarter campaign to raise $3.4 million. while all I asked for was $500,000 to overcome the legal hurdle and begin producing and marketing this product, which will provide a keyboard with the same feature and traditional positive features for free, and the tool with multiple functions for playing and producing music are also available free of charge. Drawing a comparison between this campaign with an urgent purpose for the purpose of hospitalization and the campaign that I'm working on with the aim of establishing a production and marketing project made me remember a fundraising campaign on this same platform. That means GoFundMe. It made me remember a famous campaign on this same platform that a woman and her husband and her boyfriend worked on with the aim of helping a homeless person get back to normal life, making use of his desperate situation to raise approximately $400,000 on the platform. It later became clear that those working on this campaign used this platform to deceive donors by exploiting emotion or emotional manipulation of the audience. This woman was intending to raise $10,000 to help a homeless person who had paid €20 to cover gas expenses at a gas station. So she wanted to help him through this platform by collecting $10,000 to cover a few months' expenses by renting an apartment, a car, and the rest of daily life necessities. They ended up raising approximately $400,000 by spending it on personal items. They gave $75,000 to the homeless person instead of $10,000. The pair spent the remainder, that means more than $30,000 on personal items such as buying a luxury BMW car, travel trips, and taking a helicopter, which prompted the homeless person to report the scam to the police just because he did not get his equal share. The goal of making this comparison is to show viewers and readers that we still live in a world that is still ruled by all manifestations of chaos through the exploitation of emotion. After this couple managed to collect an amount exceeding $400,000, which exceeds the needs of this homeless person. While I did not find an small amount of money to pay the cost of an advertising campaign for this book that an advertising agency required from me in March 2022. I consider this book through a neutral evaluation to be the single best book written in history, because the application of its ideas on the ground will positively impact the lives of more than 2 billion people who suffer from inadequate housing conditions, including 160 million suffering from homelessness and more than 1.6 billion suffering from difficult housing conditions. It also presents the best city design policy, the best architectural design and urban planning for residential neighborhoods and public spaces. Reading this book and applying its ideas would have been better than watching hundreds or thousands of channels and pages that aim for nothing but wasting time by presenting the problem and not proposing a solution or solutions designed to deal with the problem radically. I worked on writing this book in the most difficult circumstances, without funding, as most academics have. And I completed writing it after the first attempt to immigrate, as I intended to complete writing it after settling in Italy and completing the first prototype of a civilian transport aircraft with vertical and horizontal takeoff. When I wanted to finance an advertising campaign for this book, I entered into a phone call with a supervisor at an English advertising agency, and he asked me to pay a specific amount for the advertising campaign, which prevented the publication of this book, and they prevented the implementation of a radical solution that would have contributed to providing the best housing conditions and service for more than 2 billion people, including 160 million living in state of homelessness, while there are those who succeed by emotionally manipulating the donors to raise more money for trivial purposes, such as this campaign that raised $400,000 to help a homeless person. A small sum covering the cost of an advertising campaign for this book was sufficient to solve the housing problem for hundreds of millions by implementing a political system which I called the autonomous political system, which does not require institutions headed by people and provides the best services to the residents of the city. That applies this political system, including transportation services. As for health and education, they will be dealt with in the second book. I promise everyone who will invest time in reading this book that this time would be a better personal investment of time than watching hundreds of channels, or even hundreds or thousands of channels, or even reading books. After applying the ideas of this book on the ground, there will be no need to write or read books, because the problem will be solved radically, and there will be no need to present it on advertising channels or news agencies, which waste the time of their employees and waste the time of viewers and money through campaigns that attract sympathy. I take advantage of this opportunity in this video or publication to promote this book, the first version of which I have completed work on. It presents the best alternative to the current traditional political systems, including even contemporary democratic systems. It also presents the best alternative to the capitalist system, in which everyone has begun to sense its flaws. It will also present the best optimal solutions to the housing problem, which even some developed countries in Western Europe, North America, Asian countries such as China, Taiwan suffer from, such as the new social phenomenon manifested by young adults who still live in their parents' homes. despite their university, educational attainment, and so on. Despite their high tuition fees. Reading this book will provide the reader with the opportunity to see how the autonomous political system will be implemented and how it will solve all these current social problems. This book is an introductory book for 2 future books. I'm in the process of writing the second book, which presents the remaining solutions in the health and the education sectors and some professional problems associated with manual professions in services sector. I chose to stop writing so that I could build a business around one of these technical solutions, such as in the chair project and the accompanying products. Here I want to open a parenthesis of discussion to reveal that this technical solution is one of 5 technical solutions that I wanted to start with. As for the second, it will be home and the workplace robot, affordable financially to the majority, and it will perform all the routine tasks associated with cleaning and waiters' work in cafes and restaurants. The third solution is a bed and wheelchair used in nursing homes. It will solve the problem of labor shortage in this service sector radically. The third solution is a bed and wheelchair used in nursing homes. It will solve the problem of labor shortages in this service sector.